What's up, guys? Are you still trying to figure out what job you're going to do while in the military? If you're still trying to decide, this video is for you. Stay tuned. Hey guys, this is Jason with Military Bottom Line, and I'm here to help you make the most out of your military contract. From helping you to make the right decisions before you join to the right decisions while you're in and afterwards. So if you want to get the most out of your contract and help you set yourself up for success using the military, subscribe to the channel and stick around for this video. All right, guys. So if you have not yet signed a contract with your recruiter and you're still trying to figure out what avenue you want to go, this video is for you, because I want to help you learn from the mistakes that I've made and see the opportunities that I didn't see when I signed my contract 10 years ago. So when I signed my contract 10 years ago in 2010, I didn't really have a ton of direction. Like, I knew I was going to join. I knew I wanted to get out of my hometown. I was hoping to get intel, and somehow, before you know it, I ended up as an aviation operations specialist, 7041. I basically did some airfield management stuff. It was kind of a middleman where I worked a lot with air traffic controllers, radar technicians, pilots, but it wasn't really it was a good job. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, but it did not give me what I had hoped as far as job skills and an immediate in with a company or some kind of employment after I got out. That wasn't really my thought process when I joined the Marine Corps, and so I missed that opportunity. So I want you guys to think about what is your overall goal as far as joining the military, so you don't fall into a job that isn't right for you and doesn't really provide the opportunities that you're actually hoping for. So through my tenure in the Marine Corps, I kind of realized that there are two spectrums as far as jobs go. So at one end of the spectrum, you have those jobs that are going to give you that pretty much immediate job skill that's going to give you an a marketable certified job skill that you can use as soon as you get out of the military. And then on the other end of that spectrum, so maybe you're not getting job skills, but you're getting that military experience, like you're doing the cool guy stuff. You're doing the jobs that you cannot do anywhere else in the world. And so in my mind, in my experience, I kind of have learned that those are the only two spectrums that are worth pursuing. Everything in the middle, I don't want to say it's a waste of time, but I would definitely call it a missed opportunity. So recruiters like to talk about how every job in the military is going to provide you with a job skill or a marketable way to go get a good, high-paying job as soon as you get out. And I'm not going to say that the recruiter's lying to you, but they might be exaggerating a little bit. Every job in the military is good because it gives you that military experience, that work experience, those veteran benefits, but not every job in the military is going to immediately translate to a job in the civilian world. So take that with a grain of salt when they're saying that, and make sure that you actually do your homework to determine what it is that you actually want to get out of the military, and if the job that you're pursuing actually translates into a civilian employment, and what you can do to kind of ensure that you have that employability that you're actually hoping for. So as far as the two spectrums go, on the first spectrum, like I said, is those jobs that you're immediately going to qualify for civilian employment. And if you're looking to use the military as a stepping stone for getting a civilian job, then this is the side of the spectrum that you want to be on. And so the military, you might not think of it, but even within the military, they're all kind of green collar jobs. But in reality, they still have their white collar jobs and they still have their blue collar jobs. And not that there's anything wrong with either one of them. It's up to you to decide which route you want to take. But as far as those jobs that you can immediately get employment afterwards on a white collar spectrum, you can do something like air traffic control, where you can immediately get a job with the FAA, or even a contract position abroad where you're making boku bucks and living someplace different, someplace unique. You could also do something like intelligence, which is pretty much a guarantee to get a top secret clearance, which will immediately get you in the door with a government or private agency doing different intel and security things. A big one right now is cybersecurity. If you have experience, credentialed experience, and likely a secret or top secret clearance that the military will give you, if you have that, you get out 4 years later. I mean, the opportunities to get employment in cybersecurity are huge. So anything from government to private, I mean, the world is all about technology right now, and there's a lot of vulnerabilities in it. And so if you have experience protecting those vulnerabilities, people are going to hire you. As far as the blue collar spectrum, if you're more interested in working with your hands and maybe getting dirty, and you're not interested in sitting at a desk and staring at a computer all day, which I can't blame you, there's nothing wrong with like pursuing being a diesel mechanic or a helicopter mechanic or a combat engineer, which is like being kind of like a construction worker. So all these jobs are gonna, you're gonna get your hands dirty, you're gonna get experience, you're gonna get licenses and certifications that can provide civilian employment pretty much immediately following your enlistment. All of these jobs, blue collar, white collar, if you check out the podcast, there are a number of examples of people working in these fields. Episode 17 is he was a C-130 mechanic and now works for, I believe, GE or Boeing, and he speaks on his experience from that. As far as the other end of the spectrum, if you're looking for that military experience, the one that you see in the movies, the commercials, the TV shows, where it's all about the cool guys getting out of the ocean, all covered in black with a rebreather on and their rifle, if you want to live that life, then that's at the other end of the spectrum, where that job doesn't really exist outside of the military, but that's the reason you want to do it, because you're not going to be able to do it anywhere else. And this is definitely something that I kind of wish I took advantage of, because I didn't get to do those cool guy things in the military, because it's kind of reserved for those people that actually committed to it in the beginning, or at some point they gave that extra commitment to stay longer to get trained in that job. So within that other end of the spectrum, there are a lot of jobs, everything from special operations to infantry to artillery. And while, yes, a lot of them are combat oriented, there are also those unique ways to experience the military and its grandeur and its like massiveness and its strength and its budget. That doesn't always involve combat. So one of the ones that I think is coolest is actually being a Loadmaster, which in episode 7 of the podcast, I talked with Dan, who was a C-130 Loadmaster crew chief, and he flew all around the world, and he was basically responsible for loading and making sure that the equipment in the back of the plane is properly strapped down. And so those people that are flying on the aircraft, they're traveling all around the world, experiencing really unique things, and their deployments are way different than those that are infantry or something like that, where they're put on the ground and they stay there for like 6 months to a year. If you're a crew chief, you're flying a lot, and so you go back and forth. But those jobs, I mean, those military jobs, they're unique, and if that's what you're interested in, I would highly recommend pursuing that. But at the end of the day, like I said, there's only two options. You either join for the military experience, or you join for the immediate marketability and job experience that you can get a job right after you get out, and not necessarily even have to worry about going to college and using your GI Bill. So those are my 2 cents. Those are the things that I wish I thought of, and it would have definitely directed me and made me think a little bit differently about the job I accepted. Because at the end of the day, like you have a choice. If you're eager to just leave, you're going to have less of a choice. But if you are more patient and you know what you want, you're going to have the ability to get closer to where it is that you actually want to go, rather than wherever your recruiter sends you. So I would definitely recommend pumping the brakes, making sure that you're thinking about what you want long-term, what you want to experience, or what you want to get out of the military before you sign that contract. Because once you start it's harder to change unless you're going to commit to more time in the military because they have to retrain you. So, like I said, 2 choices. Pick one, whatever is best for you. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if this video helped you, and I hope it did because I know it would have helped me. So, like and subscribe to the channel. See you guys next time.